welcome back here to Elgin High School, and I do want to apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having this evening. Lots of computer glitches, lots of keyboards not working, lots of connections not working, but we think we've got it all figured out, and hopefully bring you the rest of the live broadcast as we have the Elgin Comets up 21-0 in the first quarter over the Ridgedale Rockets. Kind of a one-sided tilt so far, other than some big plays by the Ridgedale defense, collecting 2 interceptions here in this first quarter.
Yeah, Ridgedale has 2 interceptions, but here's the thing, and we talked about it. It was kind of the face of last week as well. They've got the defensive plays as the kickoff's going to get moved up. You've got the plays defensively. You've done a couple things on the offensive side that have been good. You've had a couple guys open deep that your quarterback has just missed. If they execute, they can find their way right back in this rivalry game. But you cannot allow this Comet team to have the football again. If you want a shot, you have to put points on the board.
Yeah, I think this drive coming up for the Rockets is really, really big for them. And it's really going to show whether or not they have it in them to come back in this game, as they're already down 3 scores. Short return there, number 21, Milo Richmond, out to about the 20-21 yard line, where the Rockets would take over 1st and 10 with about 14 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
We apologize, folks, for the technical difficulties. They should be all taken care of now. There should be no more interruptions of this live and free broadcast from Elgin High School.
Hey, man, we hope so. We just are happy you all are joining us here tonight on this beautiful evening of week number 2 in high school football action. Last series, quarterback Lincoln Kramer, victim of another interception as he went over the middle and got picked off by the Elgin defense. Another throw out here. Looks like the number 7, Kingston McGarry, who was our highlight player of the evening here for the Ridgedale Rockets.
And a replay for you folks finally, as you see the completion of McGarry on the Sutton Bank replay.
I believe that's number 2 tonight for McGarry on the
catches. It is. But that's going to do it for quarter number 1. We'll be back for the second after this.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Back inside Elgin High School, Josh Banks alongside Dave Colopy, and let's go ahead and jump back into the Avita Home Health and Hospice pregame in the second quarter. Sounds good to me. And take a look at the team spotlight for Elgin. And again, they had a great year last year. They're looking to build on it. They go 6-4 last year, and that big win for Coach Winslow's crew in week 1, I think, is going to be a stepping stone for them as we play out this 2026 season.
Yeah, it certainly was a springboard for them after a big win over Arlington last week that a lot of prognosticators had them losing by 30-plus points. Probably a top 10 upset in the state of Ohio last week.
Back into action. We'll have your player spotlight. Dave will come up with that after this. That one's bobbled.
Lincoln Kramer drops the snap and will be taken down with a loss of about 6 or 7 yards that will completely negate that big first down play that they had previously to McGarry.
And here's the other thing I think you and I have seen so far from Ridgedale. They played behind the sticks a lot here in the first half.
They really just can't seem to get out of their own way. It'll be 2 steps forward, 4 steps backward, 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. And anytime they're starting to create some kind of momentum, they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Kramer back in the shotgun here, takes the snap, looks, surveys the field, throws, And it will be dropped by number 18, Hunter Hutchinson, a little bit behind him, which will bring up 4th down and 10.
And if you're Ash Tilley here for Ridgedale, I know that there's 21-0, and I know you really don't want to give the ball back to this Comet offense, but as they're going to line up and punt, yeah, you have to punt this football.
Yeah, you certainly can't give this red-hot Comet offense the ball inside the red zone going in your own territory. Long snap punt by number 51, Cox, and it will be fielded by number 23.
Are we going to have a flag come in?
T.J. Britton, and he gets walloped over on the far sideline.
Not a horse collar.
No, but he was really taken to the ground. We're going to see.
He got taken down. If you watch, I just played the replay. We'll play it again. If you watch it on the replay, he got grabbed from the shoulder pad and flipped. There was no horse collar at all. That's one of those tackles where it almost should be called a horse collar because it essentially is the same tackle. You're still getting that whiplash that you get from a horse collar.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those violent tackles that they're trying to eliminate to increase player safety out here, especially at the high school level. Looks like we're going to have a full house backfield here. No, actually, we're going to move back into the wing tee.
Norton's still in the contest.
Yeah, Norton took a big shot earlier in the game with on their Comets' last touchdown as he took a shot from a Ridgedale defender into the knee and was laid down onto the field for several moments, but was able to walk off on his own power. Good to see him back here on the field.
Tell you what, Hunter Hutchinson might have just saved about a 25, 30-yard game for Norton there by dragging him down by the back of the jersey.
Yeah, you're not kidding there. And it could have been another long touchdown run for this Comet offense. And number 2, Norton will bring them back to this line of scrimmage back in their wing tee, running a little bit of a crossbuck across the field. Can't make out the number there.
Number 44, Luke Nelson.
I think that was actually number 14, Braden
You're
Lowry.
Right, it was Lowry.
Not being able to be in the press box tonight, so our vantage point 8th is not the best.
Well, and I tell you what, you watch this Comets team run. I think the most impressive part, if you think back to early 2014, 2015 area Lucas Cubs, they got under center and ran that wing tee, and then they got in this gun and ran this shotgun offense.
Ooh, that looks like it might have been a backward pass. Quarterback is lucky that was hung on to. Breaks the tackle, and it's up the left sideline. It's number 14,
Lowry.
Braden Lowry again on back-to-back plays.
A one-handed catch here from Lowry, as that was definitely behind him. That would have been a fumble had it been dropped. Lowry, the extra strength to gain the yardage. It'll be 2nd and short, but I think the big thing here is look at the field position Elgin already has. Their offense is moving the ball at will.
Yeah, they really are. It's been a pretty well, other than those 2 turnovers, it's been a one-side match here tonight for the Elgin Comet offense. All right, we're going to go double wing shotgun, a flip over here to number 33, Archer Johnson, up the right sideline, breaks the tackle, shoved out of bounds, and we got a little bit of a late hit there after he was already out of bounds. But they're going to say that the player didn't really realize he was already out of bounds and no flag is thrown.
Yeah, he kind of got around that corner and thought he was still in, as that's a scout construction first down. But, again, you kind of got to know as a defensive player, you got to hear the whistle. They're letting, I'm telling you right now, we're watching it right here. They're letting a lot slide because of the magnitude of this rivalry.
Yeah. Getting like Twins left, play action pass, throw, and it's caught by Lowry again. Makes a move and into the end zone for a Comet touchdown.
How about the 2nd touchdown pass of the night for Norton? And it's just nice, easy throws. Lowry wide open. Nobody near him. I mean, what more can you expect out of your quarterback? Again, this kid comes in from Pleasant, gets the job as the quarterback, and if Elgin can throw the football along with the running game that they have, this team is going to be dangerous all season long.
Yeah, watch out if the Comets can throw consistently, because typically this Comet offense is run, run, run some more. But if they can add that element of pass, we could be looking at a potential playoff football team here at Elgin High School.
And while we got a minute after that touchdown, let's go ahead and finish up this pregame show that we haven't had the pleasure of finishing up yet. Our player spotlight for Elgin is none other than that young man that just threw his second touchdown pass of the night. Hey, look, he had a great game last week against Arlington. Maybe not the touchdowns. We don't really have those numbers. But tonight, he's thrown 2 touchdowns. He's looked very composed. And if he can lead this team the way he's done it the past 2 weeks already, this young man's going to be a special player here at Elgin.
Yeah, just to reiterate the point here, if they can really be dangerous with the pass, and last week 11 for 15 for 142 yards is more than enough to keep those defenses on their toes, the safeties back deep, so that they can get Johnston and Lowry and the rest of those fellas the ball running up the field and opening up big holes down the field.
Yeah, now they're going to kick off to a Ridgedale team that I think they've only crossed the 50 one time here in the first half.
And I think that was the result of an interception.
I believe you're correct.
So, squib kick here taken by the up back for Ridgedale, number 10. And that is Billy Wren, receiver for the Rockets. Let's see what the Ridgedale offense can do here, because Coach Winslow brings them out down 28-0, and really just not a lot of momentum there for them. We'll see if they get back into that pass.
I was going to say, I'm kind
of
of surprised they haven't tried to take a couple more shots. Again, those first 2 throws they had on that first drive, they had the guy open. They just barely overthrew him. I expect to see it again as they're going to go quads, twins on each side.
Inside handoff, and he is met immediately by the interior of that Elgin Comet line, led by big number 66, Drew Brown, playing defensive tackle and is holding it down for the Comet defense. Man, we just have not seen any room to run tonight for this Ridgedale offense.
I mean, here's the thing. As a coach with Coach Tilley over there for Ridgedale, I know you have an offense you want to run. Normally, your first 10 plays are set.
Yeah.
After that, when you've seen, hey, my first 2 passing plays, my receiver torched the secondary. And if they make those catches, it's probably a closer ball game right now, because that's more than likely 2 touchdowns.
Yes. Just overthrew them both times in that opening drive there, which could have been a big-time play. Swing pass out to McGrady, who was our spotlight player of the week for pickup of about 5 yards or so. And he is slow to get up over on the far sideline. And the officials take a timeout. Could you see what happened to him?
Just kind of got rolled up. I mean, it's a great tackle. But while we have another break, let's go ahead and talk about it, and it'll kind of play into the current score.
Yeah.
The keys to victory for Ridgedale, which I kind of spoke with you about these pregame. Ridgedale wants to run the football. We know that. They've shown that. If you're going to run the football, you have to win in the trenches. And they have not done that yet here tonight.
They certainly have not.
And then the other one is, their loss last week. Yeah, Triad beat them. Triad's a very talented ball club this year. They had some huge turnovers in that game. If you're going to come to your rival 20 minutes down the road and knock them off in this big night for them. I mean, I know it's not a new turf. It's not anything like that. It's a new field to them. It's flat. It looks phenomenal.
Sure does.
And knock them off, you have to limit turnovers. And that's another thing that they have been unable to do. They fumble on their first possession. They've thrown a couple picks. They have not limited the turnovers, and they have not won in the trenches.
Yeah, a couple fumbles in the backfield as well on the center back or the quarterback center exchange, and then on a shotgun snap as well. So anytime this Rocket offense has got a little bit of momentum going, they just continue to make mistakes and shoot themselves in the foot. Twins left, Handoff up the middle. Looks like number 5, Braxton Roberts, and he fights forward for about a gain of 2 yards, which will bring up a 4th down and about 3 or 4 yards.
And you honestly, if you're Coach Tilley, you're at the 40, 43-yard line. You almost have to go for this. I don't know if I would in the situation because, listen, you haven't stopped the Elgin offense in quite a while. If you don't get this, you're giving them the ball on the plus side of the 50 as Coach Tilley and the Ridgedale Rockets are going to take a timeout. So I want to jump into the keys to victory for Elgin, and they've done it so far here this afternoon.
They've showed up tonight, haven't they?
Absolutely. They've showed up in a big way. And the biggest thing is, hey, a balanced attack. And I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but that's what I think we've seen out of them all night.
Yeah, sans those 2 early interceptions from number 2, Abram Norton, the Elgin offense has just really been humming. A couple different rushing touchdowns, a couple different throwing touchdowns. They are just really, really doing whatever they want tonight against this Ridgedale defense.
And then we talk about it, and we've talked about it numerous times already during the contest. Contain the edges. Force those running backs for Ridgedale back into your linebackers, and they have executed that to perfection here in the first half.
Well, this defensive line for the Elgin Comets has just really controlled that line of scrimmage, contained the edges, and allowed those linebackers to run free, make tackles all over the field so far.
That's finally going to wrap up the Avita Home Health and Hospice pregame show.
Handoff outside there by number 6, and he's
going to be short.
And it looks like he is going to be, well, that we might get a measurement here. Oh, they're saying
they're gonna give it
down.
While they move the sticks, go ahead and take a look at this one, Dave.
Yeah.
On our Sutton Bank replay, I don't think he got there. He gets up into there. I don't know that he got there.
Boy, that's a pretty generous spot if I'm going to say it. But you know what? Some signs of life out of this Ridgedale offense. Maybe we'll see them put together a drive here and put some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, big drive here for Ridgedale, 28-0, going into half. And the scary part is we got 7:45 left in the second quarter. Elgin gets the ball to start the second half, Dave.
Man, you really, really got to march down and score right here if you're the Ridgedale Rockets. Really get some momentum going into this second half. Short throw out to the side, and it is incomplete. And I do believe that went forward, so no worry of a fumble there from number 6.
But how about Russell?
Lincoln Kramer.
Russell Norton with a big hit to completely break up that play. But again, we're not seeing those deep shots anymore out of Ridgedale, and that was probably their most opportunistic plays here in the first half, and we haven't seen one since he missed through the second one.
You got to wonder, though, if this Comet defense is kind of just sinking their corners a little bit, you know, being like, hey, that's the only thing that's really pressured our defense all night, so let's take away the one thing that they were good at and let the rest of our front 7 run around and make plays.
Going to show pressure. They're going to bring pressure.
Throw, and it is caught, dropped, intercepted, and dropped again. Man, oh man, what a play there. I thought we might have had a pick 6 for the Elgin Comets.
Camden Ralph.
I believe that was number 3, Jackson Rice.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Yep.
He read it like a book, almost stepped in front of it, and Dave, I think you're right. If he picks that, that's probably a pick 6.
Yeah, the whole lot of this new green grass laid out in front of him there, heading towards the end zone. But alas, we will play it again here at 3rd down and 10. Boy, oh boy, man, just not a lot of going for the sophomore quarterback, Lincoln Kramer. Tough sledding tonight. He's had good time, though.
Absolutely. He's had plenty of time to make the reads. They're going to go in their full house set.
And a handoff off over the left end. And look, as you said, Josh, contain the edges, and that's certainly what they were able to do right there. number 9, Zach Bowers, coming up and making the play for the Comets.
And a flag, I would assume in the position of it, it's likely going to be a hold. If you're Coach Winslow, you decline this, take them to 4th and long. But I tell you what, again, they tried to run. It's almost an off tackle out of that full house set. And Bowers was there to stop it in its tracks as that goes into a 5-yard loss.
Man, this just goes back to what I was saying earlier. Anytime this Ridgedale Rocket offense is starting to gain a little bit of momentum, putting a couple plays together, they just shoot themselves straight in the foot. They look discombobulated there on the handoff. Now we're missing a guy here on the punt squad.
I think, and I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that every time they punt, they've had to run a guy on late.
You know, Coach Tilley, I know over there, is replacing 12 seniors from last year, playing a lot of young kids. So that can be really tough. But, man, you got to know what you're doing. Oh, big return here by, a little
extracurricular down there. Big play there by Anthony Marlowe, the freshman.
And a nice return there from the senior, T.J. Britton, on the return.
The freshman sticks his nose in there with the senior and knocks him out of bounds. That's a big play there because I have a feeling if Britton gets past Marlowe, he's cutting that back across the field and probably waltzing his way into the end zone.
One of those big, long cross-the-field cutbacks.
Yep.
And just, you can put it on the board after that. All right, well, let's see what the Elgin Comet offense decides to do. They've been pretty well able to do anything they want tonight. Yeah. Number 2, Abram Norton takes him to the line. Oh, looks like a little bit of trickeration here. Oh, and a wounded duck thrown by number 14.
Brandon Lowry. They tried to run a little wide receiver pass there. Nobody open.
Yeah, maybe we don't let him throw anymore, as it looked like it might have been his first time.
Well, and here's the thing. That's a great job by the Ridgedale defense to stay home.
Yeah, it was a really nice job. You know, to be disciplined there. I mean, you could kind of see that reverse coming.
Yeah, you've seen that develop.
But I'm not sure why Elgin isn't just sticking to their bread and butter and pounding it right down the field here with their running game as they have been all night. And little pitch out to Lowry, makes a man miss, gets vertical, and is ripped down.
That's going to be your horse collar. Still going to be a horse.
Oh, here we got a little more extracurricular. Two teams coming together with a little pushing and shoving on the far sideline there. Can't quite tell who is instigated, but here comes another flag. Man, they might have to bring the coaches together to chat this one out.
It's going to be an offensive lineman. So what happened there, and I just seen it on the replay, Lowry got drugged down pretty aggressively. An offensive lineman came up and kind of threw him off of Lowry. Now my question is going to be, are they just going to call it unsportsmanlike, or are they going to toss him for the extracurricular?
It looks like we got unsportsmanlike
on both. They're going to offset. So it should be it should be second down.
But is that going to be a warning towards a potential ejection?
It should be, yes. Because it was definitely, I couldn't tell on the replay if it was horse collar or face mask, but it was definitely it was a high tackle.
Yeah.
And then it was extracurricular after of an offensive lineman, like I said, came over and threw the tackler off of Lowry, protecting his teammate.
Doing a little posturing, a little jawing.
Exactly.
Both teams come together, a little pushing and shoving there, but
it's a rivalry for a reason.
That's right.
It's a rivalry for a reason.
And when the scores are starting to get a little out of hand, you know, those tempers are getting a lot shorter.
Now, what I'm curious about is why are we moving Elgin back 15 yards?
Yeah, the referees didn't really explain.
A hold. We had a hold call.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, hold call.
So they'll go back
the,
10.
Unsportsmanlike penalties.
Yep.
So we'll be
second and 20.
Second and 20 from about the 31-yard line here. Sidecar right, handoff to number 33, Johnston. And he's going to plow forward for about a gain of 6. And if Elgin can keep away from these penalties, they can do that nearly every
Yeah.
play. But getting that far behind the sticks makes it really, really difficult.
I mean, I want to say offensively they're averaging between 8 and 10 yards a play.
Yeah, that without a doubt. And they just have to get back to their bread and butter,
Yep.
running big number 33, Johnston, running Lowry, throwing the ball a little bit, mixing in that play-action pass.
I would expect to see a pass here, by the way. 3rd and long. You got Jackson Rice down here, split out wide near us.
Johnston behind him, handoff, and they bobbled the exchange, and they're met immediately there by number 77, Hunter Howard, the big 315-pound freshman for the Ridgedale Rocket defense.
Yeah, the big fella makes a play.
He sure did. And it looks like the Rockets will be forced to punt. And, man, they
First
just –
punt of the night?
I think that is the first punt of the night. Boy, man, if they can get these penalties cleaned up, they're just going to march up and down the field.
Yeah.
But a good showing there from the Rocket defense. Standing tall, holding them out, making them punt. See if they're going to get the ball back just under 5 minutes to go. Put together a drive here and see what happens. And we're just waiting for, looks like, word from officials here to start play.
We're waiting on a player.
Ah,
Both teams struggling to get players on the field, and we're going to have an Elgin timeout.
timeout here from Coach Zach Winslow, as we just couldn't get quite lined up here for the punt, as it is their first one of the evening.
So, 4:34 left in half number 1, Dave. What are your thoughts so far for both teams?
Well, offensively, Elgin has really been able to do whatever they want, both on the ground and through the air, aside from those 2 early interceptions. And, man, Ridgedale's offense just really hasn't been able to put more than 1 or 2 plays together. And, you know, anytime they have momentum, they're just their own worst enemy, coupled with the opportunistic Elgin defense, who's forced a few turnovers and also been very, very strong and violent at the point of attack.
I think that if Elgin cleans up the penalties in the second half, it's going to get we're going to have a running clock very early in half number 2. But, hey, Ridgedale could go out and score here and make it a little interesting.
You know, it just takes a spark sometimes to get your team going, and it could occur right here on this punt.
Great
But
punt.
decides not to catch it in the air, and what a roll down the field for the Elgin Comets. And it looks like the Ridgedale Rockets will take over possession at about the 14-yard line.
About a 60-yard boot.
Man, Coach Tilley's got to be upset at his returner over on the sideline, as he definitely could have easily made it at least a fair catch.
Well, and here's the thing. So the one thing you see even at the NFL level, at that next level when it comes to special teams, the punters want that spin, right? You don't want the end over end like you have on a kickoff. That ball had a tight spiral like it was coming from a quarterback.
Right.
And those are probably the hardest to catch when it comes to receiving a punt.
Yeah, it cost them probably about 20 yards
At
of field
least.
position, maybe 25. Shotgun snap, throw, and man, he is just unable to really set his feet and stand into that. Overthrowing his wide receiver, Billy Wren, who was their number 1 pass catcher last week against the Triad Cardinals.
And here's the thing. It's not saying Elgin's not getting pressure, because they are. But Kramer has had plenty of time in the pocket to be able to set his feet, step into that throw, and put it on the money. And, again, that's another opportunity. If he puts that ball in the breadbasket, Wren might catch that and take it up a sideline, and it's now a 28-7 ball game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's probably about the 3rd or 4th overthrow tonight where they really could have had some big plays.
Another one.
Far sideline, and again, just out of the reach. You know, it's a tough position to be in there as a sophomore, throwing this many times, you know, 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
But he's really just got to calm down. They're doing a pretty good job of protecting him back there, setting his feet, going, you know, going through his mechanics and throwing the ball accurately, as his coach, has probably seen him do hundreds of times in practice, and that's why he's, won the starting quarterback job.
It'll be 3rd down now for Ridgedale. And I think the big thing, and I've noticed that the last couple throws we've seen, one thing that he's doing is when he's finishing his throw, everything's from high.
Yeah.
He's not as my son was taught, this one standing to my left doing our camera, and my youngest son were taught, when you're throwing a football, you want to buckle a seatbelt. You've got to finish that throw down just like throwing a baseball. You've got to finish everything down. When you have that high release point, everything he's missed has been high and sailed.
Yeah, I was just going to say his release point has just been very high. Oh, man, a big play by number 66, Drew Brown, coming in from his defensive tackle spot on the end around there for the Rockets and taken down at the wall. Let's see where they're going to mark it. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Got a little forward progress there as he landed near the 1-yard line.
Yeah, but if you're Ridgedale now, your punter's standing on the goal line.
Yeah, and I think here, if you are head coach Zach Winslow for the Elgin
after it.
I am coming after this.
Yeah,
punt.
absolutely.
You said it.
Pin your ears back and I'm sending 10 guys at this. They don't even have anybody back.
No, they do not. Everybody up close and ready to go after this kick. And he gets it off.
It's a short kick, and that's going to spin back.
Checked up like a 7-iron there at about the
29-yard line. and that's not what you want if you're the Ridgedale Rockets.
Now, maybe if you're in the PGA Tour, but not here tonight for the Ridgedale Rockets.
That's got that backspin on it. Hitting it from about 150 yards with a 7 or an 8-iron. It hits the green and spins back to the cup is about what that one did. It hit it about the 33 or the 27-yard line. It didn't go forward. It hit, checked up, spun backwards, and died.
Yeah, it's, just another miscue tonight for this Ridgedale Rocket football team as Elgin will take over at about the 31-yard line. Trips right.
Counter handoff
to number 33, Archer Johnston. And another Comet touchdown.
You'll see it here in a second when this graphic goes away. I love our graphics this year, by the way.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing. But when this graphic goes away and they kick this extra point, I'm going to show you that replay. We'll go ahead and take a look at it while they kick the extra point. This counter play is something they've run a couple times tonight. But he was untouched.
Put his foot in the ground and just got upfield right away. That's the way you're taught. See that first seam, put your foot in the ground, get north and south, and untouched for 31 yards for another Elgin Comet touchdown.
35-0 here from Elgin High School. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
Welcome back here to Elgin High School as the sun begins to set. Some beautiful cotton candy hues out across the sky here. 35-0 with 3:06 remaining as the Elgin Comets set to kick it off deep.
First deep kick of the day.
Number 2, Logan Oliver takes it up to the near sideline, up the sideline, makes a man miss, and is taken out of bounds. Right about the 43, 44-yard line. A really nice return for the Rockets as they're trying to build a little bit of momentum, maybe getting some points here before we head to halftime.
Yeah, great return there for Oliver. He's kind of that dark horse athlete for them. Hasn't got a lot of touches offensively yet. Had a couple errant throws that were intended for him. But I think that's what we're seeing. the Ridgedale Rockets have the athletes. They have the guys. They have the team speed. You just got to get the ball to them.
Yeah, they certainly have athletes. They certainly have provided the quarterback time here as they're setting up in a full house backfield. Drops back to pass, wide open, and he is hit from behind. That's a loose ball picked up by number 5, Jaden Toriano, and taken down out over by the far sideline. Man, whoever the left side running back did not pick up that blitz, and number 6, Lincoln Kramer, was absolutely tattooed as he stepped into that throw.
Stone Rhodes, the junior linebacker, came untouched on the blind side and blew that one up.
Yeah, I had Stone starred here on my roster sheet tonight, waiting for him to make a play, and man, did he come untouched and just lower the boom there on that first down.
That's one of those where if you're Kramer, you've had time in the pocket all night long.
Feeling a little comfortable.
You're not feeling comfortable, and you're going to be watching that blind side for the rest of the night.
Yeah, as my dad likes to say, here comes the happy feet
from
the quarterback. Motion right here. Kramer sets up, gets chased out of the pocket, rolls to his left, in trouble again, taken down for a long loss.
Number 32.
Number 32.
Finn Van Gundy.
Finn Van Gundy on the sack. It looks like a loss of about 20-ish yards, we'll say.
And there's those happy feet you were just talking about earlier in the game. You would have seen Kramer. You would have seen Kramer sit in the pocket there, make a throw somewhere. Now he gets hit one time, that pocket starts to collapse, and he's scrambling for his life. And again, you said it best, it leads to about a 20-yard loss as it's now 3rd and a country mile here at Elgin.
Man, oh man. Lincoln Kramer headed to the sideline telling coach he's seeing ghosts out there now.
Yeah. I tell you what, the NWCC is a really interesting conference. Elgin, Ridgedale, Waynesfield, Goshen, Perry. I almost feel bad for these two schools because the travel that they do
outside of Marion
to
County.
Play in this conference is something else. But you know, you look at Elgin last year. Again, they finished 6-4. They won 3 in a row before the end of their season. Their losses were kind of not close per se. So it was either win big or lose big for Elgin, and sometimes that can be a really bad thing. But when you bring back a lot of guys like they did, that could be the best thing for you. Because now those lose big games are either you're going to win by 1 or 2 scores, or you might lose by a score or 2. But this team's probably not going to get blown out of the water this year, and I'm excited for Comets football here in Marion County.
Yeah, the fans here of the Elgin Comets should be excited. They've got some really big athletic kids up front.
Oh, do they?
They've got a plethora of weapons, including a quarterback that's done a really, really nice job of directing the offense so far in this first half. A lot of good things to look forward to from the Elgin Comets. Kramer throws the ball deep, and it is off the back of the head.
Okay. Now we're gonna have a conversation, Dave. They're gonna They're gonna call pass interference, and I'm hoping I caught it. I hope I clicked it in time. That's clean. Hands up. Hands up, does not make contact, plays the ball. That is as clean of a play as you can make as a defensive back.
Boy, run that replay one more time for us there.
He did not run through the receiver. The receiver came back to the ball. His hands were – I think the only reason they throw that flag is because he didn't get his head turned around to try to find the ball.
Yeah, he wasn't really making a whole lot of effort to find it. And now, back in my day, there used to be a thing called face guarding, which I think they've gotten rid of.
Well, here's the thing, though.
I think a lot of officials still fall into that face guarding trap.
But here's the other thing, too. This isn't Saturday or Sunday.
That's true.
You don't have to get your head around. That's not an OHSAA thing. You don't have to get your head around in high school football.
Yep.
I
think that's kind of a toss-up. I'm not going to say that.
They're down there, we're up here for a reason. You know what I mean?
It's a long way from here to there.
But it's still a 3rd and 15
Yeah.
for Ridgedale.
Oh, that's a first down. It
Ours-
should be automatic first down. Well, we're showing first down on the down marker. We're showing third
Then
down
they've got to move
on
the
the
markers.
stadium.
So we're calling it 1st and 15 then?
All right, now they're calling it third
Yeah,
down.
now, yeah.
Okay.
It's not an automatic.
We couldn't, I don't think anybody could get it figured out there.
So it's
Twin,
3rd and long.
Kramer back to throw again. Oh, and nearly intercepted again by number 54, Cooper Likens. That would have been his second of the night, as he had a real nice interception and run earlier to set up an early score for the Comets.
And again, it's nice to see Kramer there, comfortable in the pocket again. He sat there, he stepped, he made the throw. But here's big picture, right? You look at these rosters. Lincoln Kramer's listed at 6'1", 185. You've got 6'4", 6'2", 6'2" across that defensive front for Elgin. It's not easy to see over top of those guys.
It certainly isn't. Oh, almost a high snap. Another end-over-end punt that takes it at Ridgedale bounce.
Here's my –
but bounces off of a couple Ridgedale
I was going to say
players there.
They should have the ball at about the 40-yard line, because you'll see it right here on the Sutton Bank replay. It hit the Ridgedale player in the back. Right there.
Yes, it did. Right about the 40-yard line.
Before it ever got to them to down it. When that ball makes contact with a Ridgedale player,
that's the
it
initial
is downed
touch.
Immediately.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark it here at about the 35, though, despite our argument that it should be up at the 40 here in the booth. So it'll be first down and 10 with just under 2 minutes to go for this Elgin offense. And you got to think, you might as well just put them away while you got the chance here in this first half.
Yeah, I don't see Coach Winslow's letting up at all.
Looks like we got a bit of an ace look here. Twins left, twins right. Arc motion and a quarterback keeper takes it, makes a man miss.
We got another flag back
Another
here.
flag in the backfield. Probably going to be a hold again. Actually, we got 3 flags now on the field. And this is what I was talking about earlier with this Elgin offense. The only thing stopping them tonight really has been these penalties in themselves, correct?
Yeah, the only thing preventing this from being probably a 2 or maybe even 3 more scores on the board for the Comets is shooting themselves in the foot.
It's really been their own mistakes, and it hasn't really been a lot of the Ridgedale defense that's been hindering them at all throughout these first 2 quarters. All right, so the referee will mark the ball ready to play. First down and about 20. Twins right, sidecar right. Norton takes the ball, play fake, throw, complete to Lowry, number 14, picks up a block, gets up to the right sideline.
Nobody's going to catch
Headed
him.
down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Comets!
Number 14, Braden Lowry in for the Comets.
Man,
touchdown.
what a big play there for the Elgin offense.
A 7-yard out route leads to a 65-yard touchdown.
Do we have who picked up that really big block over here on this near sideline? Number 1, let's see here.
King Sayer.
Number 1, Kingston Sayer, with a great block to spring Lowry loose down this right sideline for about a 71-yard touchdown. And the Elgin Comets look to make it 42-0 with 1:33 left to go in the second quarter. Man, oh man, what a game so far. These Elgin Comets just putting it to them so far.
This Elgin team is special, and I think the big thing for me is they've dominated in all 3 facets of the game.
They sure
Offense, defense, and special teams. And we can say special teams because their kicker is, what, 7 for 7 now?
7 for 7.
They haven't had to kick it deep. And then the one time they punt, it was a perfectly executed punt that ended up being about 62 yards of net.
Yeah, you said it, really, and that's what the makings of a good team, when you come together with all 3 facets of the game, your kicking game, your coverage, your your offense, your defense, you're returning, all facets of special teams, offensive, defense coming together makes a really, really good, well-rounded team.
It's special, it's fun, and it makes for a very dangerous team.
I don't know how much fun the Ridgedale Rockets are having right now, but the Elgin Comets certainly are. There's another squib kick.
That's a
caught and
dangerous.
downed.
Here's the thing. That's almost if you're gonna down that, you better fair catch it, because once that ball's in your hands, if you don't get to that knee quick enough, you're asking for punishment.
You certainly are. And those Elgin Comets came out fired up, and they were not slowing down unless he gets that knee to the ground. They were looking to inflict some pain and keep this momentum going for him.
And I tell you what, the other thing I want to mention, good number of Elgin Comets on the football team this year. How about the amount of cheerleaders out here supporting these high school athletes?
Tons of support here from the Elgin band and the Elgin cheerleaders.
16 cheerleaders.
Really showing up tonight, showing school spirit.
Good crowd.
Lots to root for tonight, too. Makes it a lot easier.
A great crowd on hand here at Elgin. I mean, you look, the stands are completely full. You look down the sidelines, it's standing room only. The end zone is full. Elgin's got a lot.
Lots to be excited about tonight if you're an Elgin Comet fan. Lots to be excited about. As we tick under 1:05 to go here, we're looking at about 2nd down and 6 for the Ridgedale Rockets. Let's see what Coach Tilley has in store here. If he's pulling out any trick plays, maybe try to get some points on the board before half, or if he's just going to run the regular offense. And handoff to the up man, taken for about a gain of 4 yards to the 47-yard line. Number 5, Bryson Roberts.
He's kind of been the go-to workhorse getting the handoffs tonight. On the inside, he's been the dive trap type runner, and then you've got your other guys that have been the off tackle or trying to run maybe that toss or that jet sweep they tried to run. 3rd and short, and you really don't want to give the Comets the ball back, and they won't. This would be the last play of the half.
Let's see if Coach Tilley decides to throw it. Does, on a little lateral out to the side, and that is number 18.
18, yep.
Hunter Hutchinson, and that'll be a 1st down, and also the end of the first half here with Elgin Comets leading the Ridgedale Rockets 42-0. Stay here for halftime as we will present the halftime band show and a word from our local sponsors.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
They spend 3 different semesters in an agency learning real-world stuff. Then they come back to our seminar and we discuss the academic piece of that, and we support them through their journey.
When I started my practicum, I started working with young kids. When I got into that one-on-one counseling with a kid, I just began to kind of have a light bulb moment where everything fell into place and I could direct the conversation, I could ask questions, and I just knew that this is what my education was for.
Tonight, under the direction of Miss Amy Korfman and assistant Miss Kim Cobble, our show tonight will feature hits from the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. We will kick off our show with this hit from the Jackson 5, I Want You Back. No one wants to be defeated. Tonight the band will show you how funky strong is your fight, because it doesn't matter who's wrong or right as we perform Beat It.
So what happened is I was going
What's that? Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Don't be scared though, and feel free to dance along as we close our show tonight with Thriller. On behalf of the Ridgedale Marching Band, we'd like to thank you for your attention and support during our show. Have a great evening and go Rockets!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are pleased to present to you the Elgin Marching Comets. Tonight, the band is rocking America's 250th birthday. We're opening tonight's show with the 1973 Grand Funk Railroad hit, We're an American Band.
Yes. I gotta go get stats. Jeff, when they're done, hit F5.
Our next selection is a ballad released by Lee Greenwood in 1984. Here is God Bless the USA. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for a very important announcement. Mrs. Jennifer Shea, please report to the 50-yard line. Mrs. Jennifer Shea, please report to the 50-yard line.
The only thing I don't have, what do you think Elgin or Ridgedale has first down?
Mrs. Shea recently celebrated her 31st birthday 10 years ago. The band would like to share in the celebration with the help of the audience. The marching Comets are under the direction of Lance Schwartz, Assistant Director Jacob Moses, Percussion Advisor Mindy Schwartz, and Color Guard Advisor Casey Booyer. Thank you for your applause. Go Comets, and happy birthday, Mrs. Shea.
News.
They spend 3 different semesters in an agency learning real-world stuff. Then they come back to our seminar and we discuss the academic piece of that and we support them through their journey.
When I started my practicum, I started working with young kids. When I got into that one-on-one counseling with a kid, I just began to kind of have a light bulb moment where everything fell into place and I could direct the conversation, I could ask questions, and I just knew that this is what my education was for.
Banks, Dave Colopy back inside Elgin High School for your Avita Home Health and Hospice halftime show. And Dave, it's been all Comets.
You know, it sure has. From the get-go, Comets came out fired up, ready to go, dedicating the new field, and looking to show their rivals who's boss here on this second week of high school football.
And folks, I'm going to pull some stats over to you, and they're unofficial. But that tells the story of the first half.
Man, it sure does. You know, Lincoln Kramer for Ridgedale, 4 of 16, 39 yards and an interception. 19 carries on the ground for a -8 yards.
That's the killer.
Man, oh man, not going to win too many football games with the stat sheet looking that way.
And then when you flip the script, you've got Norton, 5 of 8 for 126, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but those 2 picks were very early in the contest. Since the second one, he's really kind of slowed down. And then on the ground, 17 for $142 and 3 touchdowns for this Elgin offense. 268 yards of total offense for Elgin. That's unheard of from the Comet side of things. And I think the biggest thing is the 126 yards through the air.
Yeah, we touched on it in keys to the game. Norton adding that element to their offense, where they can stretch the field, they can throw the ball, and, not be just one-dimensional with their, running attack as they've been in years past.
So, OHSA rule states, as we come out of the Avita Home Health and Hospice halftime show and welcome you into third quarter action here from Elgin High School, OHSA rule states that due to the 42-0 lead Elgin has, we will have a running clock here in the second half. For Ridgedale to get rid of that running clock, they will have to cut this to 29 points. And Elgin's going to get the football out of the half.
Not looking good here for the Rockets. Maybe they can get a recovery here on this opening kick as Miles Crabtree kicks it away. Fielded by number 1, Kingston Sayer. Taking it around up to the right sideline, grabbed and then slung out of bounds by number 5, Braxton Roberts, to set off onto this third quarter and this second half at Elgin High School.
I thoroughly expect to see the Elgin Comets come out here and run the football here in half number 2, Dave. I mean, listen, you don't want to change your offense, right? You expect to see some of the young guys get some time here, but I expect them to come out with the running clock and run the football.
Yeah, I mean, here's where you have an opportunity to just practice those plays that are going to be your bread and butter that you're going to need in future contests that are a lot closer than this one. And just get out there, pound the rock, show them what you're made of, and just keep this game grinding as we get a false start here to start play for the Elgin Comets.
Corbin Lowry.
And, really, we didn't touch on this at halftime, but that's really been the only thing stopping the Comets tonight here is themselves with their penalties. False starts, we've seen some holding.
Yep. I think that might be their first false start of the night, maybe their second. Their big killer so far this evening has no questions asked, been holding after holding after holding.
And it looks like we're going to have just a quarterback keeper straight up the middle, charging forward. Back, looks like he's going to pick up about 7 yards or so, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6 or 7. Third down.
Second down.
Second down, sorry.
How about the big guys up front, though? We haven't really gave them enough credit, I think, for this Elgin squad. I don't think Norton took one hit back early in the first quarter that he stayed down from, didn't come back. He came back in the next offensive
That was on a
series.
touchdown throw, too.
But he hasn't had any pressure in his face at all. He's been able to set – this offensive line has been outstanding.
Yeah, it comes down to what a little bit of a broken play there. Norton just takes advantage of it. Avoids the 2 tackles and gets up down into the 36, 37-yard line. And a pickup of about 20, 25 yards. First down, Comets. Man, a broken play there. Norton, the experienced guy in the back, knows what to do when things break down, takes off up the middle, avoids a couple guys, and just turns it into a big play.
When your broken plays are going for 30 yards, you've had a pretty good night on the football field.
You know you're doing some stuff okay, right?
You know you've had a good night.
I know Coach Winslow's not going to be happy about the broken play, but he will be all right with the result.
Now they're going to come out and gun.
Twins left, sidecar left, handoff to Hutchins.
And guess what, folks?
And guess what? Big boy is barreling down the middle, takes 2 Ridgedale Rockets to bring him down in the defensive secondary.
And Johnston.
Boy, is he hammering down.
And I think he tackled himself there by trying to run over the Ridgedale Rocket defender.
That's probably very well said. He probably could have made a move and avoided him, but decided to deliver a little bit of punishment. You know what? He's the big fullback. That's what the fullback does. He reminds them they don't want to tackle him.
6'2", 190. And I tell you what, standing up here, that 190 might be off a little bit. He might be more like 210.
I was just going to say 210, exactly. Short throw right over there. Breaks the tackle, and then we'll have another first down just about the 6-7 yard line. First down and goal for the Comets.
Scout construction first down, and we thought they were going to come out and just run the football. They're not changing their game plan at all.
No. Coach Winslow just said, hey, we're going to practice, or we're going to run what we've been practicing. We're going to get the reps in, and we're going to show the Ridgedale Rockets who really is running Marion County this year. Handoff again to Johnson, and he barrels forward for a Elgin Comet touchdown.
The big fella rumbles, bumbles, and stumbles his way all the way into the end zone. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
I believe you are correct. They're looking like Mike Allstott out there.
Man, that's a great comparison. You can't ask for a better positional comparison than that one right there, let me tell you.
Man, the big fellow just keeping his legs driving, lowering his head, and we got
the first bot snap.
Man, you know what? Coach Winslow is going to have these things to correct. Tomorrow film room, they're not going to be happy about it. But you know what? When it's 48-0, and that's one of the worst things that's happened tonight for your football team, you can't be too upset.
Well, and I can say I think that is the worst thing maybe that's happened.
Outside
of the 2 picks and the penalties.
Yep.
But
penalties are going to go a long way.
I was going to say, here's the thing. The interceptions are going to happen, right? It's high school football.
Yep.
These kids aren't going to come out here and go 15 for 15 for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's not going to happen. The mistakes on the offensive side of the ball are going to happen. The only thing that you can handle is, and I teach kids this at the baseball level. The only thing you can control is what you can handle.
That's right.
And when you're an offensive lineman and your job is to block somebody and you hold them, that's something you can control. And that's what Coach Winslow is going to have to kind of get these guys to realize. If you can do your job right and not have those holdings or the false starts or things like that.
Or we've seen some taunting penalties.
I don't know who in the NWCC is going to beat Elgin, and they might even be able to make a little playoff run too.
Yeah, we will see as the season transpires. Kick is received by number 21, Bentley Harmon, Milo Richmond. I'm looking at the wrong roster there. Sorry about that. Number 21, Milo Richmond for the Rockets. And they will begin 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Man, you're just really looking for some positives, out of this Ridgedale Rocket offense. So far, Lincoln Kramer has just not looked very comfortable back there in the pocket tonight. Although he's had some decent time to throw, finishing high on a lot of his releases.
And that's all it's been. That's all it's been. On those overthrows, it's a high release, man. If you buckle the seatbelt, pull that arm through, those are on the money.
Handoff to the fullback. Breaks through the initial line. Going to pick up about 3 yards. Nice little fullback dive there for the Rockets. Get a little bit of momentum here. Let's see if they can build something towards the score. Got something to put on the scoreboard.
I was going to say, give yourself something to look at film tomorrow morning in the film room.
Here's what we did right. That's really what you got to just keep plugging forward here and running your offense, not trying to run any trick plays or razzle-dazzle stuff. Run your offense and see what you come out with. Handoff out of the power backfield. Initial hit for the Comets at the line of scrimmage, and then thrown to the ground a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a loss of 2, bringing up 3rd down and 7 for the Rocket offense.
Yeah, broke off the initial tackle, did Oliver, and then he got met by the quarterback.
Number 54, Cooper Likens.
And when you've got a quarterback that's putting his hard nose in there defensively, you know you got yourself a special athlete.
Yes, you do. And somebody that, it's not just there to cover. They're there to hit. They're coming. A little dump off here to number 10.
That's Wren's first catch.
Or excuse me, that's number 18.
Carry.
Or no, that was number 10. Number 10, Billy Wren, for the 4th first down so far for these Ridgedale Rockets.
Oh, my camera guy over here telling me you were right. That was Hutchinson. That was 18.
Okay.
Coming away with that catch.
It's kind of hard to see whether it's 10 or 8.
That 10 and 8 are very hard to depict on that. That white on red, purple outline is hard, especially with the sun down.
And they got the jerseys kind of all bunched up there on the numbers. Full house backfield. Kramer turns, running a little scissors action. And that will be number 10, Billy Wren, and he is dancing down to about the 30-yard line for a big first down for this Rocket offense.
Cooper Likens with the takedown. We've called his name a lot defensively tonight. He's been all over the field from his linebacker position.
Running that middle linebacker position. Had a pick earlier with a nice return. Had his hands on another interception that slipped through the wickets.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, you and I are going to have to start having our MVP conversation. I know who my pick is right now.
Okay. I've got 2 guys in mind right now, and I'm going to have to decide here over this next quarter or so and see which one comes out on top.
Quick throw to the outside again.
And that's the Billy Wren again.
It's a great catch by Wren.
Pirouettes around for a gain of about 7 or 8 yards on the far sideline there. A little momentum here for this Ridgedale Rockets offense, something we didn't see much of in that first half.
But again, I'm going to throw it out there at you, Kramer. Another high pass that Wren corralled.
That was a really nice catch.
He floated that one out there. There hasn't been a lot of zip on very many of his passes here tonight for Kramer, and that's what's led to a lot of the overthrows. Is it's been lofted. There's been no zip behind any of it.
Seems like he's throwing really a lot off of his back foot. Has caused through that happy feet, not using his proper footwork back there, and setting and planting his feet. And driving the football towards his receivers. Wing T set up, dive, given right to the up back. Number 18, Hunter Hutchinson, met right away by the teeth of that Elgin defense. And, man, there just hasn't been a lot of running room up the middle tonight.
T.J. Britton came up and made that hit.
Just slammed him down like big-time wrestling there.
He met him in the backfield, too, as you'll see it on the Sutton Bank replay. Nowhere to go. Met him in the backfield.
Good form tackle there. Shoulder into the waist, driving his feet. Pushing him back into the backfield.
Camden Myers also in on that tackle, and that's been the nature of the game so far for this Elgin defense. As we're already inside of 2 minutes here in quarter number 3.
Trips right here for Ridgedale. Quick pressure. Kramer evades, runs down the left sideline, got the first down and more, steps out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Thought he was staying in bounds, diving for the pylon, but the official blew it dead right away. and it will be 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line for the Rockets.
How about the Rockets offense finally getting something going? Again, I know what the scoreboard says, folks. You see it on your screen. It's 48-0 Elgin. But a touchdown here for Ridgedale, it's not going to shift any momentum. The running clock's happening, but it's going to give them something to look at tomorrow and say, guys, if we can repeat this drive throughout the year, we're going to be okay.
It's really going to do a lot for the psyche of a lot of their young guys, too, that they saw, the ball go into the end zone if they can drive it in here. Last week they were held out of the end zone.
Yep.
And just to try to build momentum going forward that, hey, when we're not up against the juggernaut like we are tonight here with these Elgin Comets, we have to do these fundamental things right. Here's an example of how we did it against Elgin.
Absolutely. And if you're Elgin, look, you've given up 8 points so far this year.
And I would bet anything that Coach Winslow is really, really wanting that goose egg tonight. So we'll see if his defense can stand tall here down by the goal line.
Full house backfield, turn around, hand it to the middle guy, and
he's met.
He's going to be in the end zone.
Touchdown, Rockets. Man, we just were saying
Number 5,
getting that
Braxton
ball in the
Robertson
end zone
for the
here
Ridgedale
is a
touchdown.
big, big thing for those young kids over on the Rocket sideline.
Braxton Roberts gets the carry to punch it in again, kind of been the workhorse so far for them tonight. As we'll take a look at it. I tell you what, I'm glad they gave it to him, but I think he might have got stuffed.
I think that knee was down early. I think it was, but you know what? When the score's 48-0, those referees tend to have a little bit more leniency.
They got
down
a
by
little
that.
heart. They got a little heart down there.
Yep. We're not saying they're giving them anything, but just when it's close, it's going to go their way.
But that's going to do it for the end of the third. That was the fastest third quarter I've ever been a part of. We'll be back after this commercial break.
All right, everybody.
I'm an adult learner, so I had to balance my work and my school. And the fact that NC State has online classes, hybrid classes, especially the instructors are very flexible with allowing you time to get all your work in.
And welcome back to this beautiful evening here at Elgin High School as Ridgedale Rockets finally punched one in for 6 here, waiting to see whether they elect to go for 2 or to kick the extra point as we begin to start this 4th quarter of action with a continuous clock as stated by the OH.REPORT rules. Anytime you're 35 points or more in the second half, the clock will continually run. And it looks like Ridgedale is elected to go for 2 in that Maryland eye. Takes a snap, deep handoff, and hit just upon the line of scrimmage, fighting for it, and I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, he doesn't. They're going to wave it off.
And that looks like it was, again, number 5, Braxton Roberts, who had just scored the touchdown. Went back to the well again there on the deep handoff, but didn't make it the second time.
12 minutes left. The 4th quarter clock will start now on Elgin's possession. And this is where we might see them go to strictly the run game and just run this 12 minutes out and get out of here.
Well, Josh, do you think that this running clock 4th quarter, we're going to see some of the younger guys come in, or do you think that Coach Winslow is going to keep his older guys out there and punch one more in before we're all said and done?
Last year they won this game, I want to say it was 39-6. I was here for that game. They didn't let up then.
Okay.
But if you're Coach Winslow, you've kind of got 2 options here. You put your younger guys in, you let them get some varsity experience, and you back off a little bit, per se, right?
Yep. Take your foot off the gas a little bit.
Or you leave your guys in and you make a statement to your conference opponents and saying, hey, look, you see what we just did? That's what we're going to try to do to each and every one of you.
As somebody who likes to keep the foot on the gas, I'm feeling that. However, I think this early in the season, this score, we got to be a little bit cognizant of injuries, cramps, those kinds of things. You know, so we may get to see one more series is what I think is going to happen of the starters for Elgin here. And then we'll, of course, make way for some of the younger guys to get a little bit of varsity action. Deep kick refielded by number 14, Lowry, and a little trickeration, a little reverse. And he's grabbed by the collar.
There's the flag.
There's the flag. Why? Not sure why.
I'm not sure why this up official didn't make that call.
You took the words out of my mouth there. I'm not sure why he didn't make the call.
You'll see it right here on the Sutton Bank replay. I mean, it's clearly horse collar. Clearly.
Yeah. Archer Johnston, again, all over the field. That man has just been toting the rock, catching the rock, making plays. I would say he's definitely in the discussion for that.
I would say we got three guys that we were just talking about at the quarter that we're thinking about for who's going to be the MVP. Now, I will say this, in my opinion, if Norton throws another touchdown pass or if Johnston pushes another one into the end zone himself, I think it kind of seals the deal for those two fellas.
Big nights for both of those young men, very much. 3 touchdown passes for Norton so far.
3 rushing for Johnston.
Just really, really outstanding performances for both young men so far tonight. And now we'll see what Coach Winslow decides to do.
Starters are on the Norton's still on the field. May have some other backs in the
game. Johnson's still in.
There's Archer. I still see him out there lined up in that fullback spot.
The big fellas up front.
And hey, are you ready? Do you think it's going to go to 33 right here?
Just maybe. Just maybe. Especially after that horse collar. Oh, no, toss sweep there to number 24, Russell Norton. Breaks a tackle, gets loose down the left sideline.
Nobody's going to catch him.
Touchdown, Russell Norton. And, man, what an exclamation point put on right there in response to the first Rocket touchdown.
One play, Dave, one play.
One play response. It didn't go to the guy we thought it was going to be, but he led block out around to the corner, breaks the tackle, heads up the left sideline, and just see you later.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee you Coach Winslow and these Elgin fans are saying, thank you, Norton parents, for bringing them over here.
You got any more coming up? And man, what outstanding performances by those two.
That kick's blocked.
Kick no good.
9:25 left here in the fourth quarter, and here's what we can talk about. Coach Tilley obviously they lost 42 last week. They're losing big again this week. If you're inside that Ridgedale locker room tomorrow morning at film, what positives can we take away from this game here tonight to say, guys, do these few things and we can compete?
I think it's a few things. One, you got to look at that last drive. They really put some good plays together. Show them what looks right, what looks good, what worked for them to get into the end zone. Secondly, you got to show them, too, when they start to put a play or two together and then they shoot themselves in the foot via penalty, via fumble, via bad snap, that is what is really going to kill those drives to keep yourself in those games. So as many things that you're doing that are right, the next time you have a play and there's something disastrously long, it just ruins everything that you've done right.
And I think that's been what we've seen all night here tonight so far.
And as far as the defense goes, they started out playing pretty well. It's just a lot of getting off blocks, a lot of, making tackles, setting the edge, and, really just playing team defense. But this Elgin Comet offense has not made that easy, though, either.
No, I mean, you just had,
21 Richmond with the carry.
they've had 2 drives here in the second half that has led to 2 touchdowns, and they haven't been methodical drives. They've been big play, big play, big play.
Man, it's not going to be fun tomorrow for those lads in film study, I'll tell you that.
I think that the best part, and I think my favorite part so far tonight from Elgin, is how balanced they have been. Yes, he was only 5 of 8 for 126 yards, but those are outstanding
but
numbers.
Also 3 touchdowns, too.
Well, and listen, he's 5 of 8. 2 of those 8 have went to the other team. So, I mean, he's technically 7 of 8. But 5 of 8 for $126 and 3 scores is everything you could ask for out of a quarterback in a game like this. And then even last week, 11 of 15 for 146 yards. So your first 2 games here with Elgin, you're what, 16 of 26 for right around 300-plus yards,
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
You know, that's, as we touched on before, from a school that is run, having that balance is just everything to keep those defenses on their toes, knowing that we can score no matter who you put in the box or who you don't.
So, I did it earlier, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to compare it to the Lucas Cubs under Coach Spittler when he was there one of his last couple years.
Now at Fredericktown.
Now at Fredericktown. They had a quarterback named Logan Nicewonder come through the system as Ridgedale go into their full house set.
Hand off to the up back. Stopped again right at the line of scrimmage, but drags
Gets
a
maybe
couple
3.
people for about 2 to 3 yards. That looked like number 18
22
again.
and 18, yeah. But they had Logan Nicewonder come in, and Coach Spittler always loved to run that wing tee.
Yep.
When Logan Nicewonder comes in, 0 splits, wing tee, they eat, sleep, breathe, run power. That's what Lucas did.
And then counter off of it.
And then going inside reverse off of that. But when Logan Nicewonder took over at quarterback, they said, guys, we have a special quarterback here that can throw the football. That, when they went to a balanced offense, as Oliver's got a corner, he's going to get drugged down in the backfield.
Hey, Elgin took a timeout to put their young kids in, and they haven't missed a beat. Let me tell you what.
Sam Freshour, a freshman.
Look at that. What a great tackle over there on the edge in the open field.
But when they had Nicewonder come in and they went to a balanced offense, they allowed him to throw it to the likes of Carson Hogger was one of his top targets back then. Jeb Grover out of the backfield. When they did that, guess what they did that year? They went and played for a state championship.
And that's everybody's goal.
I'm not going to say that Elgin can do that, but if they can continue to consistently develop the passing game with Norton, look out for this Comets team down the road.
Oh, big throw there for Kramer down the middle of the field, right off the hands.
Again, and you'll see it right here.
Like
high release.
Can't make out his number there.
It's a 3/4 slot. He's not over the top, as that was intended for.
It's not on the roster.
Number 8.
I don't see a number 8 on the roster.
I don't either. Maybe it was.
Maybe Jaden McEldowney?
Potentially.
Sorry about that, folks, but they do not have a number 8 listed on their current roster.
They do not.
It brings up 4th and 7 here, and Ridgedale is elected to punt. Back deep for the Comets is number 21, 22.
Bentley Harmon, the freshman, back to return.
And a bit of a shank punt off the side of his foot, checks up, and will be down at about the 33-yard line. And so we'll get to see the second team Comet offense here, see what they can do. You know, it might be another big play.
I think we've seen some of the second team Comet offense on the last drive that was a one-play touchdown.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of big kids running out there that are still young, so I'm sure they're just chomping at the bit to get out there, show Coach what they can do, show them that they can play, you know, big boy football on Friday nights. Looks like a timeout for Ridgedale here.
We'll see who lines up at quarterback. The youngest quarterback listed on the roster is Sam Freshour. Number 22 listed as a quarterback.
Okay.
So is that who's going to take the snaps?
We shall see, because I couldn't quite tell
And then you
who
expect
was
to
going to be
see
marching out there for quarterback.
you expect to see maybe Camden Ralph at running back, or maybe let's see, Bentley Harmon,
Maybe a Carson Canterbury, 45.
Chayton Styles, number 15. A lot of youth, and I think that's what's scary about this team. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Come back from this timeout here. 4:57 to go on our running clock.
10 seniors is all the Comets have.
Wow. Wow. And there is a lot of kids on this football team. Hand off the right side. Breaks the initial line of scrimmage and
Number
picks
11?
up about 3 or 4 yards
Camden
there.
Ralph.
Number 11, freshman Camden Ralph with the carry off tackle there for the Comets. Bear with us here, folks, as there is a wholesale of changes, and we're trying to
So
determine who's who.
it is Sam Freshour at the quarterback.
Sam Freshour, number 22, lining them up in the wing T here. And a counter back to number 17, Aiden Gubernath, and he is met immediately at the line of scrimmage by the teeth of that Ridgedale Rocket defense.
And you can see the discrepancy in numbers. Dave, looking at the Ridgedale sideline, you've got maybe a dozen kids over there. Over here, you've got 25 probably standing on the Elgin sideline. They've got probably close to 40 kids out for football at Elgin.
I think that's a pretty good guess there. You know, just Coach Tilley lost a lot of kids last year.
He did. That team was very talented, and they lost a lot of athletes.
So, you know, rebuilding year as Freshour takes the ball around the right side. Will be close to a Comet first down, being picked up by his teammates out of bounds here and encouraged back onto the line. It looks like we're going to have fourth down.
and 2? 4th and 1.
Yeah, we'll say a long one probably. We'll see if Coach Winston lets him go for it here. Oh yeah, here comes that quarterback sneak like we had earlier.
So
as this gentleman next to me
we got
pointed out.
parents sitting right side. It's going to be wedge. We'll see if it's wedge. I wouldn't be surprised. No, they're going to go handoff left side. Big stiff arm.
Big stiff arm. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Take a look at this stiff arm.
Loses his bucket there. Is number 11 Camden Ralph.
Big, get off of me.
Looking like Wreckham Ralph out there.
Another Scout Construction first down for
the Comets.
These Comets inside of 2.5 to play now in this running clock. I don't listen, a big play, they're going to score. Other than that, I don't expect another Comet touchdown.
We'll see who what they elect to do here. Trips left.
I was going to say they're going to go gun. I expect
Single right,
an inside handoff.
Sidecar left, sidecar right. Looking to pass. Comes back for and it's off the receiver's chest.
They were setting up a little
number 13,
jailbreak.
Naeem Wade.
It was. They
couldn't
were
hang
setting
on to
up.
that one.
They were setting up. If you'll see
Looked
it
like
here.
a tunnel screen there.
Yeah, they were setting up a tunnel. He went deep. He came back for it. They wanted a little tunnel. He had all the blockers out in front of him.
Sure did. Freshman, first time in a big game.
Hey.
Got a little butterfingers there.
But that's what you got to do if you're Coach
next time
Winslow,
around, he'll feel better about it.
If you're Coach Winslow, you are ecstatic that you're getting your freshman into this
Absolutely, absolutely. These reps are going to pay dividends in years to come. Oh, he's wide open. And it's caught by number 12. Benton Temple tackled inside the 10-yard line.
How about the ball from Freshour? He rolls out. It's a perfect throw to Temple. And I tell you what, I don't think he wanted to score.
He got tracked down pretty quick. But
nonetheless, another Scout Construction first down. And
big first down there for these youngsters.
This offense hasn't skipped a beat
No.
since the young guys
We
took
asked
the
if
field.
it would, and it certainly has not.
Lots of last year's middle school team is out there right now. They've won all conference.
Okay, so parent beside us said that's essentially last year's middle school team out there right now.
That won the conference.
And I was going to say, they were a very talented group last year.
Hey, we're seeing it tonight, aren't we?
How long are we going to have good Elgin football around here? I got a parent saying 4 years. And here's the thing. You got some kids maybe down in that 5th, 6th grade range that you don't know what they're capable of yet. They haven't hit a growth spurt yet.
And I'll tell you what.
You could be looking at some very talented Elgin Comets football for years to come.
When you're that age, that 5th, 6th grade, and you see these kids out here blowing teams out, working hard, putting in the extra time in the off season, that makes you want to work and do it for them and to keep that tradition going as these people in front of you are showcasing you how it's done.
And listen, here's the respect for Coach Winslow. You get a big play, Fresh Hour completes a huge pass, now you're in victory formation.
You know, he let his young kids come out, do a little run, little pass, showcase what they can do. And, you know, now he's not going to force it in, take the victory formation, and go on to week 3.
Folks, this game was all Comets. From about the 3rd drive on, they exchanged turnovers the first 2 possessions for each team. Once Elgin and I said it too, once Elgin put that first one on the board, it was going to get interesting, and did it ever. 54-6.
You know, a lot of things to really tip your cap to these Elgin Comet players tonight. They came, they were fired up, the dedication to the new stadium. They played really, really hard. They played for each other. Defense was stout. The offense was running on all cylinders. And aside from some penalties and a couple turnovers, a wonderful, wonderful game for the Elgin Comets.
We'll be back for your MVP interview and post-game show after this commercial break.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
If you picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do, everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
with our ArcelorMittal MVP, the senior running back for the Elgin Comets, Archer Johnson. Congratulations on a huge rivalry win.
Thank you.
So let's go through it. You had 12 carries for about 120 yards, 3 touchdowns, really dominant out of you guys tonight, mainly up front. What was it like for you knowing those guys were winning in the trenches and giving you those holes to run through?
I mean, it felt great. Just about every run, I had a huge open hole, and I wouldn't get touched till about the second level. So it felt good to know my linemen were doing their jobs, and so that was good.
You guys come out here, you knock off your Marion County rival 54-6. It was 39-6 last year. So it's kind of 2 years in a row where you guys have really kind of handled business against the school you want to. But what's it mean for you as a senior to come out, you pull off the upset against Arlington last week, and then you come here tonight, new field, new feeling to get this win?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, there's a lot of talk this week about what we were going to do and how we were going to do it, but we just had to stay focused this week in practice. Just take care of it on Friday night, so that felt good.
Now I'm going to ask you about this new quarterback you got. This guy comes in here, Abram Norton, moves in, and he brings a different level of offense to this Comet group, being able to throw the ball. He goes 5 of 8 tonight for $126 and 3 scores. What's it mean for you guys to have that second layer, per se, of the offense? You don't have to go wing T and just pound the football. You can throw it around now.
Yeah, I mean, we love pounding it. We love wing T, obviously. The pass game definitely helps us, though, with our run game because the defense has to stay honest. So it's definitely great to have Abram as a QB.
You're 2-0. You got Waynesfield Goshen coming into town next Friday night. What's it going to take the next 6 days in practice to get ready for Goshen and come out of that game 3-0?
We just got to stay focused and not get in our heads. We can't have an ego just because we're 2-0 now. I mean, we've definitely played good. We can improve a lot. Obviously, we've made mistakes throughout the game. We just have to work on that and focus on the next game. This one's done.
All right, last thing we're going to do for you, sir. You got a camera staring at you. You stare at it and give as many shout-outs as you want tonight.
All right, I wanna shout out my offensive line. You guys are amazing, giving me all the holes and all the yards. All my love goes to you guys. My quarterback, Abram, my defense, you guys are great. You kept the score like almost to nothing the entire game. That was amazing, and I want to thank my dad and all my family for coming to all these games and supporting me so much. I love all you, and thank you.
That's your ArcelorMittal MVP, senior running back Archer Johnson. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Welcome to Marion County Now, the heartbeat of our neighborhood, the fountain of our news. We're local, we're pertinent, and we're all about you. We're dedicated to keeping you in the loop, involved, and linked with the community. And the cherry on top, our service doesn't cost a dime. Marion County Now, our neighborhood, our news.
And welcome back here to Elgin High School, the Avita Home Health and Hospice Care post-game breakdown. I am Dave Colopy alongside my tag team partner, Joshua Banks. And Josh, a lot to be said about these Elgin Comets tonight, coming out and dominating in this Marion County rivalry.
Yeah, we don't have any stats for that second half, but I want to say well over 300 yards of offense.
Well over.
2 turnovers the entire game, and those 2 turnovers came in the first 2, maybe 3 possessions of the contest. After that, they were clean as a whistle. This team is special. had Archer's dad up here with us and said this is a different breed of Elgin football. Coach Winslow
different feeling up here in Marion County from this Elgin Comet football team as they ring the victory bell one last time down at the south end of the stadium. But a dominating performance tonight from these Elgin Comets. Hopefully we get to see them again later this year. And if they continue to play like they did tonight, we should be seeing them deep into the late fall and, maybe come November time.
As you take a look at the score breakdown, score by quarter, 42-0 at half.
Yeah, they really could have probably started the running clock before halftime had the rules permitted it. It was pretty out of hand even before we made it to halftime.
Ridgedale punches one in late in the third on a little run.
And give credit to the Rockets for not quitting, continuing to fight, getting a touchdown there in the third quarter, giving them something to build on, something to work with, showing the kids, what went right for them. And, as they go back to the drawing board. And I think the biggest thing for them is getting all their young kids more playing time, getting them used to this big-time football. And then conversely for the Comets, it's really just cleaning up those penalties and those, self-harm and their own worst enemy, because that was literally the only thing that stopped them tonight.
All right, you see the score by quarter. Now, let's take a look at what's next for both teams. Ridgedale is going to get North Baltimore, a North Baltimore team that put, I want to say, 40 up against Bucyrus last week. And then Elgin's going to get Waynesfield Goshen, a normal power in the NWCC. That's going to be a big test for them. If they can come out of that game 3-0, watch out for them to have one of the best seasons Elgin's had in quite some time.
Yeah, that element of having Norton back there to throw the football has really just gave them a lot more diversity to their offense, where you can't just key on that wing T run.
Yep.
You got to respect the pass, as he was able to hurt them. Not a lot of passes tonight, but for big yards and for touchdowns.
While we have a minute, I want to give a quick shout out to all of our amazing sponsors: Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Graham Auto Mall. Visit 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield, Ohio for the best selections of new and used cars. Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. ArcelorMittal, your MVP sponsor. Smarter steels for people and planet. Hiring now with competitive wages and benefits. Visit ArcelorMittal-OH.com and click careers for more details. Scout Construction, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information. 419-989-7240. And this was the Marion County Now Game of the Week. So obviously, Marion County Now, we're all about you. And like our friends at the OH Report, we're free. Final thoughts from you, Dave, as we wrap things up.
Man, just looking forward to see what comes of this Elgin Comet football team. Like you said, if they can come out of next week 3-0, look out for them.
I want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. Dave Colopy for joining me tonight. We're going to do quite a few games this year. I'm excited for it.
Looking forward to it.
My son, Josh Banks Jr. on camera, as always, a phenomenal job. The great people here at Elgin High School, well taken care of here. I've worked in a lot of bleachers and never had a full-size table out here.
At least we got that tonight, didn't we?
Great place, great field, great environment, and lastly, OHSAA for allowing us to bring you this broadcast live and free. Everybody stay tuned. The Pigskin comes your way at 11:30. You won't want to miss that. But until we're back on the air again, take care, Ohio.